Are you getting on in age and feeling like you're getting left behind at work? Or you feel like you're not making any progress in life at all, and that you're getting stale and bordering on irrelevance? What does it mean when you start to feel this way? Does it mean that you're ready and headed for the scrap heap of life? If you're having these thoughts, then maybe you should be thinking about doing the 2.0 personal upgrade of your life, and then do a reboot of yourself. But whatever you do, you should at all costs avoid becoming stale.
You are in the spotlight. Be enlightened. Be informed. Click on the subscribe button and the notification bell if you're new around here, and you'll be kept up to date with the latest news and videos that are in the spotlight.
What are some of the challenges that we're facing today? Some of us are feeling depressed because we think that we're approaching our twilight years and we are not where we thought we would be. The twilight years for most portends developing health challenges, the creeping reality of unfulfilled dreams and expectations, underachievements, and a host of other shortcomings and failings. I'm sure most people's lives contain a lot of positives, but I guess it is one of our human failings that we tend to focus more on the negatives, especially when we're scared. It also doesn't soothe the soul much when you read the obituaries and find a lot of familiar names of old schoolmates and acquaintances who have shuffled off this mortal plane. The bemusing thing about this for me is that many who are feeling like this are in the same age range as me, the 55 to 60 age group. So, should I be feeling this way too? I'll admit that I used to ponder over similar things, but I quickly realized the potential dangers for me if I should get caught up in negative self-talk and be wallowing in self-pity and regrets about what could have been. But guess what? The past has truly passed, never to return. Those who waste the precious time that they have left by worrying about the past have truly not gained the wisdom of the years. Well, I just want to put it out there that wallowing in self-pity is not for me, and I will not be a co-traveler on this road of doom and gloom. Instead, I'm following my own advice and the advice of others, and become proactive about mapping out and putting into practice an interactive and meaningful future for myself, if Allah wills, until I arrive at my exit. It's not over until it's over. Some of you might be witnessing tremendous changes on the job and are beginning to feel threatened by such upheavals. You're no longer feeling secure like you once did, and your future seems to be hanging in the balance. The road ahead seems dark and lonely, and the road behind you that you thought you had traversed so well has crumbled and fallen away. The previous path you had chosen for yourself, or the one that was chosen for you by others, doesn't seem to be taking you to new heights, but instead you find yourself going around in circles and stuck firmly in your comfort zone. Well, let me remind you that real change and growth would only be realized outside of your comfort zone. So what are the options that's available to you? Before I talk about that, let me tell you a parable that a wise friend told me in Africa. It's about a bird that went out as usual to find its daily sustenance. As birds usually do, it would fly about as free as a bird, and in any direction and at the time it chooses. By the way, the bird is one of the epitome of real freedom. It so happened that a violent storm developed suddenly, and it came with strong gusts of wind and rain. Birds are no different from humans when it comes to storms. Both species would instinctively try to avoid it as best as they can. Now, this storm was blowing and moving in the opposite direction to the bird's line of travel as it flies to escape the storm and get back to its nest. Now, conventional bird wisdom dictates that in such situations, the bird should just relax and go with the flow of the storm until it blows over and see where it gets taken to. In many instances, the bird would discover that they would be taken to a different place where the pickings are much better than the last. But this bird, however, decided against conventional wisdom and began to fly against the force of the storm in order to get home. Maybe it didn't want to miss the bird football match on the telly back at the nest. Oh, you didn't know about the Bird Football League? That's where the English football team Tottenham Hotspurs will be playing soon. Anyway, it tried flapping its little wings to push against the wind in order to go in the opposite direction, but it just kept getting pushed back because the storm was stronger. Eventually, after trying and flapping so hard, one of its wings snapped and broke. Now, with a broken wing, it couldn't really fly anymore, and so it just went into a glide and allowed the storm to take it to wherever it was blowing. After some time, the storm died down and the bird fell to the ground in a faraway land, suffering irreparable damages. That means that it was only a matter of time before it would fall victim to a hungry predator. Now, what is the moral or relevance of this story? Well, it is this. We are represented in the parable by the bird, and the storm is a similitude of this existence of ours. When life throws stuff at us and blows us in a particular direction, oftentimes it is best not to fight it, but just relax, spread our wings, and figure out how to ride the currents and get to the end of the ride with our wings intact. We are more likely to arrive much stronger too. I know this goes against the grain of some of the most common advice from the motivational gurus out there, but you'll find that the natural world is full of wisdom and practical experiences for the careful observer. In figuring out the storm, we could end up learning new skills and processes of how to manage challenging situations that are likely to present themselves at our new destinations. To do otherwise could just be an exercise in futility, and we are still going to end up where the storm would take us, but we would get there with broken wings. And just in case you've missed the point, broken wings are bad news for birds. Yes, we are all caught up in our personal little storms, of which some of the major elements are technological advancement and changes, doubtful employment prospects, skills deficit, especially among older folks, as technology advances in leaps and bounds, job insecurity caused by dramatic changes in the world economy due to the pandemic, among other things, the slide towards irrelevance in the workplace, anxiety about the future, relationship challenges, health and wellness issues, and many more. Where technological developments and changes are concerned, I say that you should embrace the positive technological changes. For instance, the digital online world, particularly in the area of trade and commerce, is now firmly established as a big part of the future landscape. To be ignorant about it could prove disastrous. Look out for the next video, in which I will take a closer look at some of the major elements that I've just listed. Therefore, so as not to miss the next video, I invite you to subscribe to the channel and ensure that you click on the notification bell so that you may be notified when the video is out.
Thank you for watching and listening. Please like and share this video and leave a comment in the comments section below. If you have not done so already, please subscribe to the channel for the latest updates by clicking on the subscribe button and the notification bell below.